Okay, let's dive right in. You know that feeling. You get to a rummage sale all excited, and then you see the prices. Or no prices at all.
Mm.
We've all seen those comments online, right? Buyers just totally frustrated, wondering if sellers are looking at some, like, fantasy asking price online.
Yeah, not the sold price.
Yeah.
Big difference. Or just not thinking about what a rummage sale buyer actually expects.
Exactly. It's true. Turning that pile of stuff, clutter, into actual cash. It's not just slapping a sticker on it.
No, definitely not. It's less about how much you love it or that crazy eBay listing you saw, and way more about buyer psychology and just practical strategies. It's a bit of a puzzle, really.
A puzzle. I like that.
Yeah.
And solving that puzzle is what we're digging into today. We're going to tap into the insights of Dave Rebro from RummageWisconsin.com.
Oh, yeah. Dave knows his stuff. He's been doing this since, what, 2001?
Since 2001. That's like over 2 decades watching what works, what sells, and what just annoys buyers.
Mm-hmm. So our goal here is really to unpack some of those practical pricing tips. How do you price things right, so they actually sell?
And avoid those common mistakes, like asking way too much. Making sure your sale is, well, successful without making buyers want to just turn around and leave.
Right, because you want people to buy, not get frustrated.
So Dave says, before you even think about a price, ask yourself, what's the real point of your sale?
That's fundamental. Really, most people fall into one of three camps, right? You either want to get rid of stuff super fast,
Just clear it out.
or you want to make as much cash as possible. Or maybe a bit of both. A good balance.
Okay.
And honestly,
Yeah.
that main goal, it should completely drive how you price everything.
That makes a lot of sense. If speed's the name of the game, then you price low. Maybe signs like, make an offer. We had a follower, Deb V, say she loves seeing that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she said it makes her feel way more comfortable just making an offer if it's clear the seller just wants the stuff gone.
Exactly. It sets the right expectation. Now, if you're aiming for top dollar, you price more carefully, think about value, but you still got to be ready to negotiate a little.
Right. Not be rigid.
And that mixed approach, start fair, maybe offer deals later in the day, it helps manage buyer expectations.
Which brings us to the really interesting part. How do buyers think when they see that price tag? It's not just a number, is it?
Not at all. It's about their perception, their expectations for a rummage sale. Like buyers generally prefer easy numbers, $5 instead of $4.75.
Simpler math, easier change. Makes sense.
And perceived value is huge. A clean, tidy table, it just feels more valuable than digging through some dusty box.
Oh, for sure. Presentation matters.
And there's the anchoring effect, too. Put something kind of nice, but maybe a bit pricey next to something similar that's a good deal.
And the second thing looks amazing.
Bingo. But here's where it gets tricky and connects back to that frustration we started with. Dave calls it emotional pricing.
This was grandma's effect.
Sort of. Or, I paid $200 for this. Well, yeah, maybe you did. But to a rummage sale buyer, it's just an item they hope to snag for a bargain. They don't share your memories.
This reminds me of what Ryan L. commented. He gets so annoyed when sellers say, well, it's listed for $50 online. His point was, okay, if it's worth $50 online, why aren't you selling it there? Why ask me $40 at your yard sale? Buyers want a rummage deal,
That's spot-on feedback. Buyers aren't there to pay eBay prices minus shipping. So forget the emotion, what actually works. Dave suggests the 25% rule as a starting point.
Okay, 25%.
Of the original retail price. Then adjust based on condition.
So, like, if it's almost new, maybe a bit higher, like 30, 40%. Average use, maybe 20, 25%. And if it's seen better days, maybe 10, 15%.
Exactly. And to make things easy for everyone, you in the buyer's category pricing is brilliant.
Like just a sign.
Yeah, a simple sign. All t-shirts, $3. Hardcover books, $2. We heard from Cindy H., who said she really appreciates clear signs like that. Saves her having to ask constantly.
Oh, definitely. It makes browsing so much smoother. What about bundling things?
Bundling is fantastic, especially for small stuff or towards the end. Any 5 kids' toys for $3. Or that classic fill-a-bag for $10 deal in the last hour.
Does that actually work?
Jessica told us she tried a fill-a-bag deal for the last 2 hours. Sold off like 80% of what was left and made an extra $200.
No, just turning leftovers into real cash. Okay, mistakes. What does Dave say are the absolute don'ts?
Biggest ones. No price tags at all. Buyers hate having to ask for every single price.
So awkward.
Totally. Then just pricing common stuff way too high. pricing based on your feelings or those unrealistic online listings. And definitely don't get offended if someone makes an offer, especially if you invited offers.
Yeah, gotta be open to it, right? And organization counts too.
Hugely. A tidy sale just feels better, makes things look more appealing. And a pro tip from Dave. If something's still sitting there by noon, seriously think about marking it down.
The goal is to sell it, not haul it back inside.
Precisely. Sell it, don't store it. And for those big multifamily sales, there are even apps now, like Sticker Price, that help track who sold what. Pretty neat.
Okay, so we've kind of connected the dots here. The buyer's view, the seller's strategy. The main thing seems to be really understanding how buyers think and using these tactics.
Absolutely. Knowing your goal, pricing with intention, keeping that buyer perspective front and center, it makes a massive difference. It's how you turn clutter into cash effectively.
And look, all these strategies, we've touched on the psychology, the pricing rules, avoiding those pitfalls, even the tech stuff. It's all laid out in the Ultimate Rummage Sale Pricing Guide from RummageWisconsin.com.
Yeah, it's basically a roadmap. It's designed to help you potentially turn, say, a $150 sale into maybe $500 or more just by pricing smarter and selling faster. Great value to potentially make hundreds more.
You can grab your copy right now at RummageWisconsin.com/Rummage Sale Pricing Guide. And while you're there, definitely check out the RummageWisconsin.com Facebook page. It's huge, over 10,000 people talking rummage sales.
It's a great community. So here's something to think about. What hidden gems could you sell just by tweaking those prices a bit to match what buyers are actually hoping to find?
Get your rummage on and happy selling.